In the 18th century, gentlemen farmers had portraits painted of their prize animals and gun dogs. But nowadays, you can paint your own pet with a few pastels and some know-how. Local Cotswold artist Nick Vickery does portraits of all creatures, great and small.
One thing I find that people are really surprised that I didn't go to art college and that I didn't have any formal training once I left school. And I think most people can really have a go at drawing. You can just practice, and if it doesn't go right first time, it's not the end of the world. It's something you just have to keep persevering with, really. And the more you do, the better you get at it. So I think everyone should have a go. We all draw as children and then we forget we can draw when we're grown up. We think we can't do it anymore. So, no, it's great. Everyone should just have a go.
The process starts with a photograph.
Good girl, good girl. Now there's some nice ones. She's looking alert and she's looking in the right direction.
Once you've decided on the best shot, start sketching.
Because Ellie's a German Shepherd and the angle she's got, her angle's quite obvious, that she's got nice big triangles for ears. So the triangles go on. I put a line across where her eyes are going to be, because they're in a straight line. So we go straight across with that. We're doing a circle for her head. So once you've got her eyes lined up, you can put her eyes in. Just rough outlines for now. And her nose is another triangle, so we come down, do a triangle, because you won't see any of these lines when you've finished. Again, her nose is straight, so we draw a line where her nostrils would be, and just block in her nose, really. So this is your basic outline. You don't worry about putting detail in. If you try and put detail now, it will go wrong. I use a 6B or a 5B pencil. It's a nice soft pencil. If it goes wrong, you can rub it out, and it's not scratchy, so it doesn't leave a mark on the paper. And then you have a good look, and if you're happy with it, sometimes it helps to go away, have a cup of tea and come back. Because there might be something glaringly obvious wrong, but you didn't notice it when you drew it, because you can get too close to them. You then go on to the colour. Because this is pastel, you have to work, as I'm right-handed, I work from this direction. I assume if you're left-handed you'd work this way, because as you work you will smudge what you've done if you went back to it. So you almost finish it as you go. Once you've got the sketch right, that can take the longest. Obviously pencil you can rub out, so that's not a problem. Pastel you can't rub out, but you can go over it. So it's trial and error sometimes, getting the colour right. Because there's no one pencil or pastel that is going to be Ellie's colour. So she's a combination of many pastels. So this nice orangey one is good for the darker bits. And then on top of that we need this darker one. And it's just a matter of building up the tone, because there will be no one colour that will work. So building up the redness. She's got some nice red bits by her ears. And then when I want a different brown, I just try a different brown. It might not be the right one, but it doesn't matter because you can go over it again. The eyes are a major part of the picture. If you get those right, then you're halfway there, really. You leave some of the board bare because you're going to have the white of her eye. And the only way to get it really white is not to put any pastel there. Although it's a dark brown eye, there's obviously highlights. So we use a slightly lighter one to pick up some of the highlights, and a slightly orangey one. Put the white underneath. And you can make little adjustments if it's not quite right and go back to it. And that really brings it to life. You get there in the end, even if you have to keep going at it. It's the most important thing to get right. If that's wrong, the whole picture's wrong. Long-haired animals are, in a way, easier, because I suppose they're quicker in a way, whereas a short-haired animal is, it's more closer to the skeleton of it. You can't disguise anything with fur if it's a short-haired animal. I suppose a small picture I'd do in about 4 days, 4 to 5 days, as long as it's going well. It can be longer if it's not. My first picture probably took me weeks and weeks and weeks to get right. They don't take that long these days. We're now at the stage where we need to put her whiskers in and her eyelashes and also her odd little quirky hairs she's got, because every dog's different and if you did it wrong now it'd be quite hard to go back on it. So it's with a one shot with the whiskers really. So make sure you got a sharp pointy pencil for this. So you just need to put some black hairs in above her eyes, but you've got to be really careful that you don't put in too many. You've got to know when to stop, or else you'll have a very hairy looking dog and it wouldn't look quite right. And basically that's more or less it. Just got to sign my name and we're finished. I do a lot of dogs and horses because this kind of area, Cotswolds, has a lot of dog and horse owners. I do like doing farm animals because it's something a bit different. Sheep and cows and pigs. I've done quite a few chickens actually. I do usually hear back from people actually. They either email me or they phone me up and say they really liked it, they were really pleased with it. So that's a really good bit.
I could probably draw a chicken, but I'm better at cooking it.